All right, welcome everybody to another Tech Tuesday. This is the 27th episode of our amazing show here, where we learn about amazing tech tools or tips to help us thrive in this real estate business. I hope you guys had a great day. It's been raining like crazy in my area. I'm not sure if it was the same for you. Looks like we got more people joining here. All right. Oh, like all meetings, make sure to, if you don't receive email notifications before, these meetings, you can always sign up using this QR code or the link I am about to drop in the chat. Let me do so right now. So by clicking the link in the chat, you can sign up to receive notifications as far as, what we talk about in these meetings, when I post the video recaps on YouTube or any other relevant information that could, help you make your business better. You can sign in using that link, scanning the QR code, or you can always email me for updates if you're curious as far as what we will be talking about in these meetings, okay? Let's see here. All of these meetings are recorded, hence how I'm able to post them on YouTube. But now I'm actually posting extra videos with extra topics. I've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys telling me that you are getting a lot of value out of those. So make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you can watch all of those and learn at your own time. So if you can't sleep at 1 a.m., you can always log on here and get some knowledge. Let me drop the link to the channel.
It's about
Also, and if you want to get notified with that, you can also subscribe to the channel here to receive notifications as far as what videos get posted and when. So the link to that is also in the chat. Paste it right now. There we go. Shut this computer down. All right. I keep forgetting to make new polls. So let's let me launch a little different poll. I usually want to launch these at the end of the meetings, but I usually forget. So if you've been attending these meetings on a consistent basis, please let me know what your thoughts are as far as how fast I talk, if I'm talking too slow, or if you're not learning much. That way I can tailor future meetings based on, your answers here to provide you the best possible value. Okay, so let me know if you guys can't see that poll, but it looks like some of you guys are answering. So that looks good. All right. So while you guys answer that, so this is what we talked about last time, how to create a market report QR code. Okay, so using leveraging KvCORE squeeze pages, we're able to create, QR codes that take people to, pages where they can see a market report of a specific area that you choose, or you can also have them look up their own area. And I thought it was a very fun way to, share market reports or, just property information with leads and nurture leads as a result and gain email addresses, phone numbers, and, launch smart campaigns through that. So you don't see a lot of that. So we talked about that last time. And the video for that is here on the YouTube channel somewhere. Okay. If not, then it might be in the works. I'm not sure if I posted that one yet, but oh, there it is. How to turn your market report into your QR code. So if you want to learn about that, that video is live on the channel. Okay, it was really fun. I think I had a lot of great questions. Today, we are going to be talking about a feature I think I should have talked about much early on, honestly, but it's a very, very good feature that'll help you, make more social media posts through, leveraging all the properties that our office actually has listed. Okay, so you can utilize KvCORE to promote listings, just sold properties, active properties, just sold, just active, all of those on social media very, very easily, very quickly using KvCORE Playbooks. So I've talked about KvCORE Playbooks before, but there's different playbooks. And if you have no idea what a playbook is, don't even worry about it. I'll take you through step by step and you'll understand how to, make this happen and get familiar with that feature. So this is going to be the topic for today. So make sure you ask as many questions as possible. There are no question is too, there's no beginner questions. All questions are welcome. Okay, and also feel free to book a one-on-one session with me at any time. The link to that is on the website. The link to that is also in the chat. You can book a one-on-one with me through that and get some assistance as far as that goes or anything else. All right, so these are some of the new videos I posted in case you're interested in learning any of these. Beginner KvCORE walkthrough, how to create a CMA using KvCORE. It'll make a very nice presentation for you. And also how to set up property search alerts, okay? So you can watch all of these on the channel. And if you want, obviously, one-on-one help with those, again, you are able to book some one-on-one time with me so we can go over it together. So make sure to check those out when you do have time. So by the end of today's meeting, hopefully we should understand how to promote listings using, how to promote a listing playbook works. So the feature is called, promote a listing playbook. That's literally what it's called, and that's what it does. So we're hopefully by the end of this meeting understand how to utilize that feature. Number two, hopefully we can have, some back and forth on this. Maybe we can all share ideas and tips on how to get the most out of said feature. So I'll be talking about, all the ways I think would be great to utilize this and get the most value out of it. And if you guys are already using this maybe or have any other ideas, feel free to, comment, put questions in the chat, raise your hand, or just unmute yourself and let us all know so we can learn. Also, there is a section through which you can actually check how successful your marketing efforts are, how many people are clicking on those posts, how many leads you're getting as a result. It's very nice. And with that data, you can double down on the strategy you're using or just change it up altogether if you do see that it's not working. Okay, so this is a combo of social media and KvCORE today. It's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, and don't forget, raise your hand, put questions in the chat at any moment if you have any. Okay, do we have any questions so far before we begin on anything I said? All right, so we're going to go into KvCORE. Let me open up that window. All right, so here I am in KvCORE. Once you log in, you'll always be greeted by your dashboard like you see on my screen right now. Let's see, I think I have a question here. Deborah, we're gonna get into the interface. Honestly, as long as you have the MLS ID of the property and it's been on the MLS, it's something you can promote through, all the various platforms that KvCORE offers. So yeah, and by the way, the question says, can something other than listings or, you know, just sold be used? It does have to be properties. You can't just post, you know, any post. You can't just have like text or a photo of something else. It has to be a property, you know, on the MLS. Okay. Which in itself already is, you have an endless amount of properties available to you. So maybe you can post a new one every day if you wanted to. But if you want to do other types of posts, obviously you would have to go on those platforms and create a whole other post altogether and post that on those social media. Okay. But good question. Thank you. Let's see here. We got some more people joining.
We have a small one.
Don't forget to mute yourselves, guys. All right. So once we log on to KvCORE, you will most likely be greeted by your dashboard, which looks like this. And in order to take advantage of the feature we're leveraging today, there's two ways to get to it. Okay, we're talking about playbooks. Okay, so if you notice, I'm on the dashboard right now. That's what's highlighted. And by the way, if you don't see this menu on the left-hand side, it's probably because it's collapsed. I notice a lot of you guys actually get lost, at least through the one-on-ones. Some people don't know why it looks different. So it's probably because this menu is collapsed right here. And you want to click on the 3 bars up here to actually open this menu up. Okay. So right now we're on the dashboard. And through here, you'll have, you know, a lot of different sections and things you can click on. But the feature we're talking about is called Promote a New Listing, and it's under the Playbooks section. Okay, so this is one way to access the Playbooks. And if you notice on the left-hand side, you also have a Playbooks button right here. Okay, so on this screen, it'll only show you 3 Playbooks, but there is new people. Welcome, Donovan. I think Donovan just joined, and welcome, Angela. Nice to see you guys. All right, so 2 ways to get there, here through the Playbooks section, or you can also click on Playbooks on the left-hand side in the menu. Okay, so we're utilizing this one that says Promote a New Listing. I've already covered these 2 in past Tech Tuesdays, and I believe the videos for those are online on YouTube. I will be redoing videos on those for sure, but now I'll be covering the trifecta here. So you have all the playbooks covered on social media. So one way to get to it is here, and the other way is you could just click on playbooks. Once you click on it, you'll be taken to a dedicated page for playbooks, and you can choose which playbook you want to utilize. And for those of you guys who don't know what a playbook is, in short, it's basically a playbook is just basically a set of instructions. It's like a to-do list, basically, that KvCORE gives you for a specific task. Oh man, got more people joining fashionably late. Awesome. Yeah, so a playbook is basically a to-do list that KvCORE gives you based on a certain task. So the Promote a Listing playbook, for instance, is going to give us this kind of to-do list of different things we need to do to best promote our listing. So whether that be, hey, post it on Facebook and then post it on Pinterest, and then make sure it's also on Craigslist. Make sure you set up a campaign for people who click on that listing, make sure there's a squeeze page made for it. So it's just going to list a bunch of different things all in one neat window, if you will, so that way you're sure to not miss anything. So that is what KvCORE calls a playbook, just a kind of a to-do list, if you will. It makes doing certain tasks much easier and make sure you're utilizing all of the different resources to make as much impact as possible and reach as many people as possible. So that's a Promote a Listing one. In the same way, you have a Gather Your Sphere one. So this one's tailored towards, gathering your sphere of influence, which is very, very important. And you will hear the same thing from Frank. So you want to nurture your sphere. This would be the playbook for you. It'll have a bunch of different things, to-do list for you to check off on to make sure you are doing that effectively and utilizing all the tools KvCORE has to do so. And that's to gather your sphere. And then work your sphere is a playbook where you have a different set of tasks, or you have a to-do list in order to nurture that sphere of influence you gather using the previous playbook. So on this one, it'll have tasks such as make sure everyone has a search alert set up, make sure everyone was sent a market report, make sure everyone is on some type of smart campaign. So a lot of very neat things on the playbooks. But today we're just looking at the playlists one. I don't want to overload you guys with too much information. So we'll start, one by one. I've already covered these two, like I said, but I will get back to them in future Tech Tuesdays. All right, welcome Sumati. So you just joined. So we're going to click Open Playbook. And remember, there's two ways to get to it, through the Playbooks tab or the dashboard in the middle. All right. Do we have a question? I think someone might be unmuted. Make sure to mute yourselves, guys. All right. So we're going to click on Promote a Listing. We're going to do Open Playbook. All right. So once you click on Open Playbook on the Promote a Listing one, you're going to see the screen I'm seeing right now, okay? And remember, this is only for properties that can be pulled from the MLS, okay? So you can only promote what's already on the MLS. You don't have to worry about the, the branding, because I know there's, rules, obviously. You can't just promote any listing. You have to get permission from people who are outside of the brokerage, or make sure there's enough details under it with your marketing info, your DRE license, the EXP logo. So KvCORE will do all of that for you. And whatever you post from here, all of those requirements are already covered for you, because the link that people will click on will take them to a page within your website or hosted on another server that already has all that info. So you don't have to worry about adding those additional details or having to ask for permission, because all of this is public information already and everything is pulled from the MLS. Okay. So with that being said, once we log on to this screen right here, it'll say in bold characters, promote a listing, because that's what we're doing. And like I said, it's just a series of different instructions, like it says down here, a series of simple but powerful actions that help you market your listing effectively and leverage them to generate more business. So like I said, it doesn't have to be your listing. It could be any listing. It could be any listings within your office. If one of your colleagues has a brand new listing, everyone wants to get it sold. So you can hop on here, type in the MLS ID within the search bar, and then find that, or pretty much any, honestly. You don't even have to know anything about the property. Just put it as a new post on your social media. So to get started, obviously we want to select a property to promote. So let's say, so on here on the left-hand side, we're starting a new playbook. Chances are you guys do not have any that you've already started working on just yet. So the right-hand side will be empty. Okay, so here we can start a new playbook on the left-hand side, and you can either choose from your listings if you already have a listing, or you can go to company listings. So this will show you everything that, within our office or within whatever office you are at. It'll show you all of the listings within the chosen criteria. So right now I have company listings chosen. These are all the listings within my EXP office, and I can choose any of these right here, okay? Or if I have a specific one in mind, I could just go in here and just copy the MLS ID from the MLS and just paste it on here, and it will populate, it'll show that information for that property here. So let's just pick a random property here, something that looks nice. Let's just choose this one in Santana Ranch. Okay, so I'm going to click start promoting here. Okay, so remember, I want to make sure I'm not moving too fast. All we did is we went to Playbooks. We clicked on promote a listing, open Playbook. And then to start promoting a listing, we want to start a new playbook, and we'll choose whether we want to use our listings or we want to choose a company listing or anything on the CRMLS. You also have that here, okay? But to be on the safe side, I only want to choose either my listings. If you're in a team, you can choose your team's listings or anything within your brokerage, okay? Your not brokerage, your office, okay? So if I click on this, yeah, and that's all I did. And then I chose a property randomly. So I chose this one right here. So I'm going to choose, click on start promoting in green. Okay. It's going to load up for a little bit. All right. Any questions so far before I keep going? Don't forget, you can raise your hands, put anything in the chat. Let me know, guys. Looks like we're doing good so far. All right. So we are going to promote this person's listing at this place right now. So we're going to go through each of these sections so you understand what everything does clearly, okay? So we're going to start at the top here. So after we click on promote a listing, you'll notice, you know, on this top bar, you have a lot of information you can see. Obviously, the property address. Right below, you'll see the MLS ID for the property so that you can, you know, find this property on the MLS or any other platform that's, you know, derived from the MLS. And then you have this interesting button right here that says add seller. So this is really cool because if this was your listing, for example, or for some reason it's not your listing, but you still have the seller's information in your KvCORE, you can click the add seller button right here. And then it will open this pop-up through which you can actually type the seller's name, okay? So let's type John Doe in here. John Clark, sure. This is just a random person in my CRM. So let's say John Clark was the person who was selling this property. And let's just imagine this was my listing and John Clark was my client. So I would just go here, put his name, and then click save. And then once I click save, now he will become part of the, he will be associated with this listing, okay? So that is what this button is for right here. And by doing that, what you can do is start sending, you know, seller reports directly to John, who's, you know, the person we chose as an example. And to explain that more, it's based on the amount of people that click on the social media posts, the traffic you're getting, the engagement you're getting, the contacts you're collecting. You can actually have KvCORE automatically send your client maybe monthly or weekly reports of all of that online traffic. So that's an extra thing you can now present to your clients and impress them. You can be like, hey, John, you know, I generated X amount of views through my online marketing campaign, and these are the results for this week. And you can do that consistently, and it shows, you know, I would be impressed if I didn't know how yeah, I would still be impressed if an agent did that. And I think it's a really cool thing to take advantage of. And mind you, all of this is absolutely free. Okay, so that's what this button does here. Next up, you have.
I have a question.
Yeah, what is it?
Have you seen the actual report? I mean, are you able to share what it looks like on the seller side?
Yes, I have seen the report. I had my KvCORE restarted, so I don't have one to show you, but I have seen it. It just goes through list by list. Maybe I'll email that at some point through the mass emails I send out, but it's really, really nice. Or if anything, you could just put yourself as a seller and just get it, and then you'll see.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and I'll show you guys how to actually set that up right when we're done here, okay? A good question, thank you. All right, welcome, Steve. Nice to see you. You're right on time.
Hi.
Mhm. Okay, so that's what this button does, everyone. Any other questions before I keep going? Anything in the chat? Raise your hands, remember. Okay. I think we're good so far. All right. And then you also have start date. The reason why this says 22, the 22nd, instead of, obviously we're the 21st, at least in my time zone, is because at least my KvCORE, I don't know if it's the same across every office or every KvCORE, but the time zone is actually ET on my KvCORE. So every time I do mass emails, I gotta be mindful of that, because if you schedule your emails for, noon, KvCORE might not send them until, another time based on the time zone you have. So you have to make sure what time zone your KvCORE says. But my time zone is ahead of time, so that's why it says the 22nd already. But this will just show you when you started this promotion, basically. Okay, so this is what the stop bar says. Oh, and at the top right here, it says 1 of 6 plays used. So what this means is, remember how I said a playbook is basically like a to-do list? So plays just means, one item within that to-do list. So how many different things within this to-do list have I used? So right now we're on the first page. And if we look on the left-hand side right here, it says that it's telling me listing promotion plays, or in other words, listing promotion actions, if we keep going with the to-do list analogy. So if I expand all these right here, you'll notice I have 6 different actions or to-do lists. See, this one's already checked. And we'll get to that. I'm not sure why it's already checked, but it's saying that I'm using one play, and it looks like, yes, there is one play. Actually, it's checked because I have added a seller. This play right here initiates seller report email. So that means because I just added a seller right here, it already knows to start sending seller reports via email. So therefore, we've checked one item off of our to-do list, or we used one play out of 6, okay? So, and once we get to that tab right here, we'll be able to see, get more information about that. Okay, any questions so far? All right, we're experts so far, amazing. Okay, yeah, so that's what this section does. And down here, we have 3 buttons we can click on, okay? So you have all plays, that's the tab we're currently in. All plays, what this means is just show me all of the different actions I can take, okay? And remember, like we said, there's 6 different things you can do to promote this property, okay? Or 6 items within our to-do list. If I click on Playbook Results, this is where you can see the results of this marketing campaign, if you will, or this promotion. You can see all of the results from this promotion. So through here, it shows me all of the actions I've utilized. So see, this one is green because I've added a seller. Okay, remember at the beginning, we added John as a seller right here. And it says we've added this seller, okay? And we didn't do the rest just yet. We're gonna get there in a moment. But on the right-hand side here, we'll be able to see how many contacts we've engaged, what their status is, when the last point of contact was, where that contact was generated from, and when that contact was created. So to make it make a little more sense, let's say we utilize this promoter listing feature, create a landing page out of it through here. And this will basically be a counter for any time someone clicks on that and fills out their information, you're going to get more insights about that right here. It'll say, John Doe clicked on your landing page, at this time, and it came from this location, and you can kind of track that. And this is the information that will be compiled and sent to your seller through the seller report email. Okay, that's what the Playbooks results section does, just for you to see how much of an impact or what the results of your promotions are. Okay. And then we have a third button right here that says Quick Sheet. The Quick Sheet is basically a page you could go to just copy relevant links about the property. So already we have access to a squeeze page designed specifically for this property. So if I was to click on copy here, it'll copy the link to that squeeze page right away. And I can share this via email, put it on my social media manually, or do whatever I want with that link. You also have a landing page and a property link. So the property link is straightforward. It's just a link to this property viewable on your website. So I'm just going to click on it. Actually, if I click on this, it's basically going to take whoever clicks on it to your website and show them that property on there. So let's give it a second for it to load here. There it is. So there's a property. So whoever clicks on that link will get taken to your website and be able to see photos of the property. Okay. The landing page, I'm going to click on the landing page here. Check this out. So if I click on this new tab, it builds this for me automatically. So if I was to hold an open house for this property, all I would have to do is just click on the few buttons I did. And just like that, check this out. It says just listed. It has the address of the property, the description, and my whole landing page is built for me. This is easily an hour to 2 hours of work just done for me. And it already has the email and cell phone field. And then people can fill that out, click see price and pics. Then they get taken to my website so that they can see all that extra info. Okay. And when that action is triggered, remember under the Playbooks results tab, I'll be able to see, hey, someone just signed up using a landing page. Okay, so yeah, that's where all of that data will be collected. But I really love their design on the landing page. It's really, really cool. On the previous meeting, I showed you guys how to turn links into QR codes. So you can even pop this link into Canva and make it a QR code and just put it at the entrance of your open house. So when people come in, just let them know, hey, if you want more info about the property, scan this QR code, they'll get taken here. And that's another way for you to grab that email and phone number, you know, on top of the sign-in sheet if they bypass that somehow, okay? So all of these are great ways for you to generate leads. And you can see all this is free, already included, and it takes minutes to do, okay? Let's see, Sumati, I have a question here. I'm gonna answer yours right now. Angela. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate you. I actually forgot that poll is still running. Let me see. Okay, let's cancel that. All right. Thank you guys for answering the poll. So Sumati asks, what's a squeeze page? So a squeeze page is basically squeeze pages and landing pages are almost the same thing. You could say realtor and real estate agents are almost the same thing, but there's a few, you know, there's a difference between the two, but the terms are used interchangeably. So a landing page technically is basically a page where people can, you know, go to, and they only have one action they can take. So even though this is called a squeeze page, right now we're looking at a landing page that takes people to a squeeze page. I don't want to make it too confusing, but technically a landing page is a page you go to and it has no other functions other than collecting leads. So that is what you're looking at right now. Notice how I can click home, I can't click about, I can't click, you know, there's nothing really distracting me from the goal of this page, which is your email and phone number. But a squeeze page, on the other end, technically is just a regular page on your website through which, you know, people can take some action, but when they try to do a certain amount of action beyond the limitations you've placed on the squeeze page, it's going to prompt them to put their email and phone number. Okay, so let me explain that one more time. So this is how I'd like to explain. So landing page, you provide no information until they sign up. Okay, so this is a great example of that. They can't do anything or see anything beyond what I already have on the page until they sign up. But a squeeze page, on the other hand, allows you to provide some information to the visitor, but if they want all of the information, they will get prompted to put their email and phone number. That is the difference. But all in all, they're just both designed to collect leads. Okay, hopefully that answered your question, Sumati.
Okay, if we're sharing someone else's listing, where does it show the listing agent's information?
So because all of this gets taken to your website, people will not see that. They'll only see your info through your KvCORE website. So basically, they'll get taken here, and right here, it has all of the information that'll at least cover you branding wise to have your DRE number on there. But oh, actually, no, never mind. It's right here. I never noticed this. So do you see this, by the way? I don't know who asked the question. Right under your name, it'll have the listed by person, but in very small, because you are the star of your website. So obviously it's going to prioritize you up there. But yeah, that information is right here. But yeah, beyond that, they can see all of the property information and all of the other stuff on your website. Okay. I think I have another question here. Oh, no problem, Sumati. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, looks like we're doing good. All right. So that is, I think I gave a lost train of thought there. So this is the landing page. It's going to build for your property automatically for you. And that is what you can find within the quick sheet. Okay. So I'm going to go back to all plays right here. Let me drag myself down here. All right. So remember how I said all plays are basically a to-do item on the to-do list. So right now we're currently on the contact matching buyers to-do list item or play, if you will. So on this section, what you're able to do is curate a list of people in your KvCORE database who would most likely be interested in this property you are trying to promote. Okay, so when you upload contacts into KvCORE, you're able to also add property preferences, things they might be interested in. That's one of the contact field or criteria you can set for everyone. So KvCORE will remember that so that when you're trying to promote a property, such as what we're doing right now, it will scan your whole database for every single person and see if there's anyone in the system that has specifications or a property they're looking for, and it'll try and match it with the property you're trying to promote. If there's a match, KvCORE will create a smart list, that it's what it's saying right here. It'll create already a list of people to which you can immediately start sending this to right to their inbox. Okay, but it looks like I don't have any people in my smart list, or at least any people in my contacts who are looking for a property that match this criteria. So what I can do instead is build a custom list of people I want to send this out to. Okay, so I can switch to this tab by clicking right here. And from here, you can either search by filter or search by hashtag. Okay, these are two things I did talk about previously. If you don't know what hashtags are, to be brief, it's basically a way for you to categorize the contacts in your system. So if you have you can have a hashtag for buyer, a hashtag for buyers in, out-of-state buyers. You can have a hashtag for first-time home buyers. You can have hashtags for veterans, categorizing your contacts. So you can attach those tags to all of the people in your database so that when you want to market to them, you have an easy way to target all of them using that keyword. So for the hashtags, if I wanted to send this property that I'm promoting to my friends and family, all I would do is go to the hashtag section and just type that hashtag in here. So I'll type friend, and as you type, it'll give you the drop down. And just like that, I selected this hashtag, and right below, it'll tell me how many people this hashtag includes. So right off the bat, I know my 70 friends and family will receive this via email. And yeah, this is a great way for you to just select a specific niche group of people that might be interested in this, okay? So this could also be good for like investors. If you have investors in your database and you want to send this to them first, directly to their inbox, maybe you should have an investor hashtag that you put on all of your investor, contacts in KvCORE. And when the time comes, you could just type it in here and then just type, investor. And you can put as many hashtags as you want. So, I can keep clicking here and type maybe buyer, and then also add, all my buyers, and so on and so forth. Okay, but that is what this field does. And the filter is just like hashtags, but you can create, to also be brief on filters, it's basically a way for you to basically filter through all the contacts in your database, and whoever is left and matches all your filter criterias will be selected through here. Okay, it's a little more advanced than hashtags, but hashtags will do the job, I want to say 90% of the time, okay? If you want more info about filters, I did talk about that in this video right here, okay? It's going to be on the YouTube channel, a beginner guide to lead nurturing on KvCORE. Or if you have any questions, obviously you can reach out to me so we can tailor this to you, all right? So that is what this section does. If we scroll down a little more, you also have an option to send a text alert to the people that you're, selecting. So by me choosing this hashtag, if I scroll down right here, I'm able to compose a text message that they will be sent as a result of this being checked. So you could do that. If you have some phone numbers, and then if I scroll a little more, obviously I can send out an email. By default, it'll have one written out for you. It'll say new listing announcement. It'll put the address, the photo of the listing for you. It'll swap it with the person's name, a nice little paragraph with all the property details, your photo, a button to actually view the listing, and your signature. Okay. You can utilize this template. I think it's great. I mean, it says everything you need to convey. It even has a nice subject, but obviously all this is, replaceable and customizable. So you can just click the little X here. It'll get rid of the template, and then you can type in your own email in here. Okay. And you can choose a date to schedule it for and a time. So remember how I said my time zone says ET. Make sure that whatever time you choose here matches what time you actually want them to receive. Okay, so this is one of the plays out of 6. So once you go through all this, then you want to go to the next play. So I'm going to skip this because I'm not actually sending this. So I'm going to skip. But you would basically put send and schedule, and that would, in effect, send this text and send that email you compose here, just like that, to all those people you selected through this hashtag. Okay, so before I go to the next section, any questions on anything I just did?
Yeah, what's on the core video? Exactly what's on it?
This core video?
Yeah, because you said it's gonna go out, right?
Yes. So if core video is a paid feature, you can, so you have some limitations, but if you pay for the core video option, you can actually send out videos to these people, you're selecting. So it might be more effective and get people to play the video and listen to the message. But yeah, it is a paid feature if any of you guys are interested in doing that. Okay. Do you have
Since it was there,
what's that?
There was something. I thought since it was there, I was sending out something, but
Oh, no. Yeah,
Yeah, that's, I was curious about why. Okay, thanks.
gotcha. Yeah. So it's just an extra thing you could do. Okay. So any other questions? Anyone? Awesome. Okay. There's something really cool I want to show you guys. So stick with me here for a little while. So I'm going to skip this, but like I said, you would just want to click send and schedule to send this. Or maybe you don't even want to send any of this, then you could just skip it. Then it'll take you to the next play or the next to-do item. And this is a really underutilized, but still nonetheless very cool feature I think KvCORE has. You can create a text, custom text code. So that's what that is. I always struggle to explain this, but this image says it all. So you can basically create one of these, text keyword or whatever it says in here to whatever, to your smart number, and you can provide people with, some information. So if, how do I say this? So I can customize my own text code. So right now, by default, because this is a playbook, it's going to do all of the work for me. So right now, it's already creating this for me. It says text code is going to be this. So you can tell any client, or you can make a sign if you're up for it, or maybe a flyer. It'll say text this keyword to this smart number, which is my KvCORE smart number. And you can put the MLS ID of the property in question. See, these two match because it's, doing it for my property. And oh, it even gives you a recommendation. I never read this actually. Yeah, you could put it on flyers, postcards, signs, etc. And people will be sent some information about the property when they text this code to your smart number. And if you want to tweak some of the details, you can click edit settings. And then through here, you can change the text code. So maybe I just want to do text Santa, and then they'll receive the property information. Or you can write your own message by clicking the message tab. And you could do thank you for, texting me, or, whatever you want to put on here. Can't even type. Yeah. So you could do that, customize your own text code just right from this page, or just leave it as is to make the, to be as streamlined as possible. Just utilize what KvCORE gives you. It still has the same effect and end goal anyway. Okay. Any questions on this field before I move forward? We're getting to the good part very, very soon. Promise. All right. So this is the text code. And if you have a smart number, which we should all use in KvCORE, this will help. Just be mindful, if you're not paying for your own smart number, this is going to change periodically. So good news is, once a listing is sold, it doesn't matter after that. But if you're using your smart number for other things, you might consider paying for your own smart number, okay? But that's the second to-do item. So now we're getting into the leverage social media section. This is the really, really neat part. So I'm going to skip this because I'm not actually doing this. So you have two options here. One's property boost. So this is a paid feature. So I'm not going to be talking about this one. But if you have budgets to actually have KvCORE take care of all the social media for you, this tab right here will do all of the social media promotion you need. But if you want to be a tiny bit more hands-on and do it for free, you could go to the digital promotion section here. So we're going to skip this altogether because it's a paid feature. I just want to show you guys what you can utilize today at no charge. Okay, so we're going to skip this, and it'll take us to the digital promotion tab. So right here, you have some very, very cool tools you can utilize. We've already seen the top one right here. No, actually, I think we've seen the landing page. I can't remember which one we've seen. So, well, we're going to go through all of these nonetheless. So through here, notice how I can copy the link to the squeeze page and then, paste it just to see what it looks like. I'm just going to make sure this is the one we've seen. So this link right here will take people to your website so that they can see the property. Okay, but there's something special about this because if I click edit settings right here, I can tweak some of the functionality of this squeeze page. So squeeze pages, remember, like I said, you give some information to people, but if they want to see more info, it will ask them to provide their contact info. Okay, so property squeeze pages work in a way where when people go to your website and view a property, you can set the number amount, a specific amount of properties they can view on your website before they're prompted to put their information in. So by default, it's set to 2 properties. So this means when someone clicks on that link and sees the initial property they see, and they try to see a second one, KvCORE will then ask them, hey, before you can see this next property, please sign up on our website. Okay, so I can change this to 1. So this means as soon as they click on that, they'll be prompted to put their info, and then they can start seeing properties. If I put it at 2, they can see 1, and then on the second one, it'll trigger the contact info request. Or you could do 50, which I don't recommend because people would leave the website by the time you expect them to see 50 properties. So just to see it in action, I'm just going to, let's choose 2. We're going to click generate link so that it can create the link for us with these changes. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open up a new tab, and we're going to go to the website here so we can see it in action. So right now it's set to 2, so people will be able to see 1 property. Okay, but let's say they scroll down, they love all this information, and now they see a property in San Diego that they also kind of want to see. So they click on view details, and check this out. They can't see it just yet because this is the second property, and they'll have to put their email and phone number. Okay, so that's what that does. That's what a squeeze page is. And I could just change this to 1, generate another link, and then copy that. And if we were to do the same thing, now because it's 1 property I'm allowing them to see, as soon as they go to the website, they're immediately prompted to put their information on there. Okay, so you can play around with that and choose what you're comfortable with. Okay, so this could be good for an open house because you want to get the info immediately. And on here, you can also add hashtags, a little bit more complex and advanced, but through here, you can also, add a hashtag to anyone that clicks on this link. And that way you can track them and be able to market to them differently, automatically, and all sorts of other ways. So that's what the squeeze page does. The landing page we've already seen. You can copy this link from here. And let's see what that looks like one more time. So the landing page is going to be this page. It builds for you. People can put their email, phone number, and then get to more details about the property. And if you notice here too, straight from here, you can click on the Facebook button, the Twitter button, the Pinterest button, and it will open up a new window through which it'll create that post for you already. Okay, so you won't even have to do all the logging in and posting on Facebook. I think I'm logged in on Facebook, so we're going to click on post right now. I'll do the landing page actually. We'll click on this. It's going to open up a new tab. And check this out. It made the preview for me. It says just listed, has a little heading right here with all the property details. I can add some information to this post, and then I could just post, and just like that, it's live on Facebook. Very, very simply. Okay, I'm going to close this. You can do the same for Twitter and Pinterest if you have them. Yeah, so that is that. And down here, you also have the option to post directly to Craigslist from here. You do have to be on Google Chrome to do this. So if you don't use Google Chrome, this button won't work. I'm not on Google Chrome, so I won't be able to show you right now. But I have shown this feature before, and it's very, very cool. You can just post on Craigslist. It takes 30 seconds, and it does all the work for you, and it looks great. Okay, so this covers social media. This covers people who are already in your database that you can market to using the previous play all the way at the top here. And once you have this posted all over the place, we can go next. So I'll just skip. And then here is, oh, actually, I think I did have a question about what the report looks like. So it looks something like this. Okay, it'll have seller report for the address. It'll say, you know, how many online views. It'll have a photo, you know, website views, latest activity. So because I didn't even launch it yet, obviously nothing's going to show here. But you can even see open house details. It's very nice. And all this is automated for you. And you can click change right here to change the seller if it's not actually that person. But very simply, and it's branded to you also. Okay, very neat stuff. Can a link be added for LinkedIn? You can copy the link and paste it to LinkedIn, but there's no quick, you know, button right here like Facebook or Pinterest to just put on LinkedIn, unfortunately. So what you would do is you would just copy here, go to LinkedIn, and then make a new post and paste it there, okay? All right. So we're almost done. Next up, we have the follow up and communicate tab. So we've already seen, let me push myself over here. So we've already seen the seller report. That's what that's going to look like. And then last but not least, you can activate a smart campaign for anyone that interacts with any of these links we are posting on social media or through our mass marketing emails. So let's say John Doe was to click on my landing page, sign up. What kind of campaign do I want to leverage to have automated follow-ups with John Doe? So through here, I can click on the use default campaign, which is great. So if you don't have a smart campaign set up, KvCORE already has one built just for this purpose for you. So you could just click on that. And just like that, it will automatically set all of that up for you. And then you can click send and schedule. And now people will be on a smart campaign automatically. Okay, but if we go back to the tab, you can click remove and then add your own campaign. Okay, and you have more options down here after doing what I just did. So if I was to click remove here, I can click back here and just choose some of my own campaigns and add those to people who try to interact with my property. Any questions on anything I did so far? Drop questions in the chat, raise your hand if you have any questions whatsoever. Okay, I think we're looking good.
So, on
Yes.
utilize the custom text code.
Yes.
We recommend adding your text code to flyers. So how does that exactly work? It's nothing I could touch to get to the flyer or the postcard. How does that get activated?
Yeah. So when you make a flyer, let's say you have a listing in a neighborhood and you're hosting an open house.
Yeah.
People and before you actually start with the open house, I know a lot of people go around to, to the neighbors and they let them know, hey, I'm hosting an open house. So instead of just doing that to add extra value and also potentially collect their info, what you can do is have this system right here create this text code for you. So by default, this is already made. So you don't have to worry about actually making this. So all you would have to do is click save changes under this field. But on the flyer, all you need to put on there is this code. Okay, you're going to say text this code to my smart number and you will get more information about the property. So it should look something like this. Okay, text whatever your code is to whatever your number is for instant info. Just have that somewhere on the flyer. People will see that. Text that number to your smart number. KvCORE will handle the rest. So you don't even have to worry about any of that. So, and you get notified every time something happens when they do it. Did that help? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what the text code does. Okay. And these are just recommendations as far as where you can put them, but yeah, I think they're a great feature. So yeah, any other questions? Any questions? Welcome, guys. Thank you, Angela, for your comments. I try. All right. Awesome. Let me show you one more thing that didn't populate here. I was working on this property. I think it's this one. Yep, 1138. So some properties, let's see. I'm going to copy the MLS ID. Clicked on something. There's a really neat thing you can do with certain properties when you do 3D tours, or I'll show you what I mean here. I'm going to put the MLS ID in here. We're going to search for this if I can find it. Let's see, 1138. Oh no, property probably sold. There's this really neat feature where you can actually create a video of a property directly on KvCORE. Let me see if I could do it through a random one. No, I don't see it anymore. But there's a way to, I might put this on an email and send this out to you guys. But there's a way to have KvCORE actually create a slideshow with music, with all the photos of the property, and create a separate website to which you can have people go to. It looked really, really nice, but I can't remember which property I was doing it for. Let's see here. No, and it's not a paid feature. It's something that was free. It was absolutely free. I cannot find it. Let me see. Oh, well, I'll probably send this out, send that out as an email update. Can't find it.
One question, one more.
Yes, what is it?
Let's just say I go to home, that I got off the list.
Mhm.
I visited and I took videos. Is there a place that I could place the video?
Okay, can you say that one more time? You sounded a little low.
So I go to a home, I take the video of the home,
Yes.
and I'd like to use this feature to send it. Is there a place to put the video that I made?
No, it's not going to let you do, send your own media. It's only going to take what's on the MLS and just send that out to people. Okay. So I would have your video actually uploaded on the MLS. That way KvCORE will do the hard work for you. Okay. But yeah, I can't seem to find that feature. So that's a bummer. Okay. I'll probably send this out. And if anyone's interested in something like that, do email me. If I find out, I will send that over to you. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they removed it, but it's supposed to be right under the place where it says Craigslist and Squeeze Page and whatnot. There should be a virtual tour option. But oh well. Yes. Okay. Reach out to me, George. And Angela, looks like you're interested too. But yeah, any other questions pertaining to anything we did so far? You're welcome, Alton. So as you can see, the promoted listing playbook basically does a lot of the posting and online marketing work for you. And it also puts in place, smart campaigns automatically. You honestly don't have to do anything as long as once you post the listing on the MLS, all you have to do, we'll do one last pass through just to show you how easy that is. If I go to, I'm just going to pick a random listing. Let's choose Birch Tree Lane. You choose your property. And honestly, all you could do, you can just, all you would have to do is click on your custom list, choose a hashtag for who you want to send this to via email. I'll just choose my friends and family as an example. and then just click send and schedule. You can leave all this in as is. It's already great information. And go to the next phase. You create a custom text code, click save, those changes, and you can copy this if you intend on making any flyers. So you can put that code on there. You can go to the next one. If you want to have KvCORE take care of the marketing, yes. If you want to save money, very easily, just skip display. And here you have all the links to all of the social, all the websites, squeeze pages, landing pages, button to put on Craigslist. You skip this, you go to the next one, put your seller's name in there so they get reports. And then once you do that, you choose a campaign. You don't even have to choose one, just utilize the one KvCORE gives you. Just click on use default campaign, and that's it. Just like that, in less than a minute, I could have promoted this listing just like that. So it's very simple. It covers your bases pretty much anywhere. And all you have to do is just sit and wait for people to click on the links and follow up with them. So it's a very, very cool feature. And I encourage everyone to start utilizing this, or at least get familiar with it, okay? Because even if it's not your listing, you can always promote, hey, Alton just sold a listing in this property, in this neighborhood. Do you want to see how this affected the value of your property? Or you can create a flyer out of that. You can, just put, hey, here are the most recent sold properties or properties that just came on the market in your neighborhood. Click here to find out, if your property would sell for that much too. There's so many angles you can position yourself at and leverage this tool. It's imagination's the limit. So do take a look at this feature if you're interested in more social media presence and also more, KvCORE use cases, if you will. Okay, so that is basically what I have for you guys today. Thank you, Angela, and thank you, George. Okay, so assuming we don't have any other questions, I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds. Anyone has any other questions? I think we're good. Okay, so yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. This video will be up on YouTube by the end of the week if you want to rewatch it at your own pace. Tomorrow we have comps training with Coach Renee. Be sure to not miss that. And I will see you in next week, and we'll be talking about some cool stuff. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.